Okay then, boys. Looks like we've got a few more exits that are just on the verge of being completed. Not quite here we goes, and absolutely confirmed to leave. But it's looking like it's pointing in that direction. So the first player, Disasi, he had a disappointing loan last season at Villa. Yeah, he was played out of position. He's too immobile and not athletic enough to play at right back. So you can uh, see why he didn't perform. But for me, Bournemouth, I like the manager there as well. Hopefully, this is a good move for him. Uh, it's looking like it could be on loan or it could be a permanent deal, so we're not too sure yet. Fabrizio has just said, advanced talks to sign him. And then we've also got a secret source here saying Disasi has agreed personal terms with Bournemouth on a contract until June 2029 with an option for a further year. Player keen on move. So Chelsea value him 30 million euros. Bournemouth currently at 20 million. Negotiations ongoing. So hopefully this is a permanent deal. I think it's looking like it could be a permanent one. But if it is a loan with an obligation to buy, that's not the end of the world as well. And it's just another player we need to get off the books. It doesn't make sense him training away from the team and what have you. So this is a good move for him. Hopefully we get the here we go either today or tomorrow, and then we'll have a bit more information whether it's a loan deal or it is a permanent signing. And look, that's another 20, 25 million we should be getting in. We're already on about 250 million from sales alone. So look, no one can really compete with Chelsea when it comes to selling players. We're always at the top there, and that's what allows us to bring in these players. People want to talk about net spend. There's a reason why. It's because we've got a great academy. Not many clubs have better academy than us. And also, when a player does flop, we're great at selling them as well. You see with other clubs like Arsenal, Man United, their sort of flops, they just sit there and they lose them on a free. But at least with us, we do get money back from selling them. So look, Disasi to Bournemouth, I think this is going to be a done deal. It's looking like it will be. He gets to stay in the Prem, and he gets to work under a top coach as well. I do rate the Bournemouth manager. So hopefully a permanent deal, 20, 25 million. That'd be a good deal. You can't really complain with that, can you? And then we've also got, this is a player I've been open to selling. I know quite a few people, who are really big on the academy. And don't get me wrong, I love Cobham, love the boys we bring from there. But you can't just be totally biased to the Cobham graduates. I don't think Tyrique George is quite Chelsea quality, especially if we want to be, performing at the top of the Champions League and pushing for the Premier League trophy. He's a mid-table Prem kind of player for me. So Roma have come in, exclusively revealed on Saturday. Talks ongoing with the camp and Chelsea over deal formula, preference for permanent move. Bundesliga clubs also, Leipzig, and I know there was a few teams in the Prem as well that were interested. But it's looking like he'll probably go abroad, either to the Serie A or to the Bundesliga. And this is pure profit. I'd be taking 20, 25 mil again for him. Maybe with a sell-on clause as well. So if he does have like an explosive season and someone else buys him, maybe we get like 30% of that sale as well. So that's just going to bring in like another 10, 15, 20 million seasons down the road. So for me, let's get a nice sale fee plus a sell-on clause, and let's get him to a club where he's going to be playing, because he is a good player. I just don't think he's quite Chelsea level. For me, I don't really see him as a winger. I see him more as like a shadow striker. His shooting technique, he can score off both feet, right? Good long shots. He's not quite like dynamic enough. He doesn't quite have the pace or dribbling to play out wide for me. Especially from what we've seen when he's had his cameos off the bench. But I'll always remember that late goal he got for us, which kind of turned our season around as well, and we went on that great run towards the end of the season. So I'd just be happy for him to go to a club and get regular game time. It's what he needs if he wants to develop. And with the wingers we've got, we're going to be bringing in Garnacho, Xavi Simons. Next season we've got Kendry Paez coming back as well. So we're overloaded in these positions, so it doesn't make sense to keep him. It's pure profit. Yes, he's a Cobham graduate. Yes, he's a Cobham player, but let's not get too attached to that. People saying, he's better than Garnacho or better than Gittins. No, you're just completely biased and delusional. He's not. So look, let's get the pure money, and it's another sale. It's another player we need to go, right. Some more that need to go. Sterling, obviously, It's looking like Sterling could join Fulham on loan. He has a preference to stay in London, and there's not many clubs, maybe Brentford, but there's not many clubs who are going to be wanting to take Sterling, especially with his wages and the fact he had a poor season at Arsenal as well. His stock is an all-time low, really, isn't it? So Sterling's another player that needs to go. Chilwell is another player that needs to go, and obviously we know about Jackson and Nkunku. We still got that Fofana as well. So there's a few more players we need to get rid of, but we're moving in that direction. It seems that's all we're focusing on, and we've got exactly 1 week until the transfer market closes as well. It closes at 7 p.m, so 4 hours earlier than the previous 11 p.m. So 1st of September, that's exactly a week today. So we've got 1 more week to get rid of all these players that aren't wanted at Chelsea, and hopefully get decent fees for them as well. Let's not just sell them for peanuts. And Matt Law just published an article as well about 40 minutes ago, had a bit of information in there, and Tyrique George expected to leave Chelsea permanently. So that's what I was just saying earlier. I think we get a good fee, sell-on clause. There's plenty of clubs interested in for him. He's good enough to play mid-level at the Prem as well. So look, an easy sale for us, really. We've also got this here as well. So Bayern have reached an agreement with Nicholas Jackson. Negotiations underway. Bayern want a loan deal for me. So apparently we value Jackson at 80 million. It's really high. We're not going to be getting 80 million. I don't know whether that's because of, trying to stand firm on the negotiation side. And then we drop our fee on deadline day. For me, we're not getting anywhere near 80 million for Jackson. Yes, he's a good player, but 80 million is crazy money, especially when he's quite clear that he's not wanted at Chelsea. It would be different if he was banging in goals for Chelsea, right? And we want to keep him. It's a different scenario, but we bought our replacements for him. He's not wanted at Chelsea, so for us to demand 80 million seems kind of crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is maybe a loan with an obligation to buy. So it could be like loan obligation 60 million, 50 million, something like that. I think Chelsea would accept that if it was an obligation. With Nkunku, it's looking like they want a permanent deal, but I think for Jackson, they might be. We've only got one foreign loan slot left now, so if we sell Tyrique George, it needs to be permanent, right? If Sterling goes on loan, he has to stay in London. I think that's what he wants anyway. I don't think Sterling will be going abroad. Natural Fofana, not too sure what's going to be going on with him. So the last loan slot could be Jackson, right? So loan with an obligation, I wouldn't be too opposed to. We're not going to be getting 80 million though. That's crazy money. I think 40 million for Nkunku is a realistic goal, but 80 million, no way. So look, I think it looks like Bayern, they've been flirting for a while now. They were looking at Xavi Simons, but Xavi Simons only wants to join Chelsea, and that's been clear with the other clubs that have approached him, right? So I think this will get done. I wouldn't be too worried about Jackson. The only one I'm kind of worried about is Nkunku, because we're only settling for a permanent deal. But Matt Law did say in his article, I think it's here somewhere, but he's willing to accept a lower wage as well. And it makes sense, French national. We've got the World Cup coming up next year. He's going to be wanting to get into that French team. It makes no sense. Yes, he's on a higher wage here, but if he can take a wage cut and join a club where he's going to be playing, day in and day out, he wants to get into that French team. It's the World Cup coming up. Every player has ambitions to play in the World Cup. So it makes sense, take the wage cut, join a different team. Whereas previously I'm on a big wage, I'm going to stay put. But I think if you're an ambitious player, you're going to be wanting to get into that World Cup. Every player dreams of doing that, right? So that's the only sort of here we go. We've got it here. So Nkunku is thought to be prepared to take a pay cut to secure the move away. Chelsea value him at 42 million. I think 40 million is sort of fair for Nkunku. Maybe we drop that on deadline day to like 35 million. And if he's willing to take a pay cut, hopefully we can get this done. Look, we need Jackson and Nkunku to go. This saga's gone on for so long. It seems like it's gone on for months. It probably has now. I won't be surprised if these two and the two incomings, Garnacho and Xavi Simons, they're done on deadline day. We saw that with Enzo Fernandez as well. They left it to the last hour to finalise the documents. So that Chelsea hierarchy, they're going to be playing ball, right? they're going to want to secure the best deal possible and get the most money they can for the outgoings. So, look, if Nkunku is willing to drop his wage, that gives me hope that potentially, if he does go, it opens up a few more clubs that can afford him, right? Because as it stands, only the sort of really top end clubs can take him. So if Jackson does go on loan, obligation to buy Nkunku, hopefully that means we can get him on a permanent sale then, and get things moving a bit more faster. Okay. So also we've got here, I feel like I've said this every single video because this gets regurgitated every single time. The current expectation is that Simmons and Garnacho will become Chelsea players. We've known that already. Fabrizio has been tweeting Garnacho to Chelsea's 100% done, so like his reputation's on the line. I think it's done anyway. We know we need the outgoings to formalise the deals, and that'll come in the next couple of days, I'm sure. And then just a few more, squad fitness updates. So there's optimism that Lavia will be fit for selection after the international break, which is great news. The only problem is, yes, he might be fit for selection, but is he going to just play 1 and 2 games and get injured again? That's the sort of worry with Lavia. Him and Fofana, for me, are the big culprits of getting, these 1-2 month injuries constantly and consistently throughout the season. So they need to stay fit. Otherwise, even though they are talented players, I would be looking to get rid of them next season. And then Cole Palmer, I'm still waiting to find out the extent of his groin problem. For me, I think he'll be okay after the international break. Don't think we'll rush him for Fulham or anything like that. He doesn't need to play for England. There's not, a major tournament we're playing in. It's just, friendlies, essentially. So I think after the international break, Palmer will be back. And we saw with the formation we've got, don't necessarily need him to beat Fulham, right? João Pedro will play in that middle position, and Esteban will start again, right? Sorry, my voice is going a bit. I've been ill the last couple of days. So, yeah, that's all the news so far. I'm sure we'll probably get a here we go maybe later today with Disasi, or if not tomorrow. And that's it. So I'll see you boys tomorrow. Give a like on the video if you like, subscribe, helps the algorithm, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.